Hello, Miami. You're watching 305 Sports Now, your home podcast and channel for all things Miami sports related. I am Will.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much on this Sunday for watching 305 Sports Now. Once again, I am your host, Will, and we have a lot to talk about today as it has been a wonderful weekend for the Miami Hurricanes as they pick up another beast of an offensive tackle in Lamar Williams. But what I do want to talk about first is actually the quarterback position, as I want to talk a little bit about Judd Anderson. Luke Nickel has received a lot of attention, and rightfully so. In Battle 7-on-7, he's been an absolute beast. He won a state championship in one of the highest divisions in the state of Georgia. You can't take that away. But Judd Anderson has really come along as well as a future King quarterback. And not only that, he's also an early enrollee at the University of Miami as we speak of today. So let's talk a little about Judd, all right? Judd, the one that's been dubbed the ambassador for the Miami Hurricanes, as during the recruiting process for the 2024 cycle, he was one of the ones out there trying to get guys to come to the University of Miami and join what could be a pretty dominant football team in the near future. So let's talk a little about Judd. Judd is tall, right? He's absolutely tall. Those of you who don't know about him, he's a very tall kid out of Georgia, 6'6", about 210 pounds. He spent his senior season at Warner Robins High School, where he just flat out balled. His previous season as a junior, he struggled a bit. When the Canes recruited him, he was kind of like a project in terms of development. He had 15 touchdowns to 13 interceptions, 55% completion percentage, 1,776 yards, 1776. Quite a cool number, I will say. Not for football, but it's just in general. His senior year, though, he took a huge leap up when he went to Warner Robins and went to a powerhouse team of that sort. 2,917 yards, 30 touchdowns. He doubled his touchdown total from his junior year to senior year. 7 interceptions and 73% completions. Unbelievable showing for this kid, 6'6". But also, let me add on, including playoffs. Almost forgot about that. Including playoffs, Judd would finish with a total of 3,163 yards and 39 total touchdowns altogether. This is a great get for the Canes. Again, I do think that the recruiting staff and the evaluation staff for the Miami Hurricanes is one of the best in the country. Georgia is very good. Obviously, Alabama is very good. Even with the exiting Nick Saban, it's going to be a very good evaluation staff over at Alabama as well. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State. I don't like that school. You guys know how I feel about that school, but they do evaluate talent very well as well at that university. But I will say this. I do think that the Canes are very good at evaluating talent much earlier than these schools. That's why I think they're able to get a guy like Luke Nickel and the gentleman I'm about to talk about next. But I will say one thing I do like about Judd did improve his accuracy. The one thing about Judd Anderson as well is that he has a massive arm. Mario Cristobal likes quarterbacks with big arms. He likes that Justin Herbert type. Ja'Cory Brown has a killer arm. Anthony Brown, when he was in his last year, Oregon, had a solid arm as well. So he likes quarterbacks with big arms. So we know that, and that's good. And Judd Anderson does have a cannon of an arm as well. Judd Anderson is also a two-sport athlete, played basketball as well over in high school, and he's also a very athletic quarterback for his size. At 6'6", he also moves really well. He had a few rushing touchdowns in the season and the previous season as well as a junior. So he's a very good football player. He could be that guy in the future that could take over a team. And we took a slight chance on him when we gave him an offer in his junior season. We were basing it off of raw talent alone, and it's paid off because the one thing about this administration, as far as coaching evaluators go, they do know how to pick potential talent, and they know how to see how it would work and if it's coachable as well. And Judd Anderson is very coachable. He's bought in as far as what Mark Cristobal and the rest of the coaching staff wants to do for the Miami Hurricanes. And that's pretty much what I have to say as far as that goes. So again, as I mentioned, big arm. His accuracy is very much improved. As I said, 73% is no number to sneeze at as well. His height allows him to see over the offensive line. A lot of times, smaller quarterbacks, that's a knock on them is that they can't see over the line. This kid is not going to have a problem with it because he's 6'6", probably even going more on 6'7" as well. Again, as I mentioned, very coachable individual. So I'm very happy to see Judd Anderson. I do think he is the future of this football team. We'll see what happens. I do think he will battle it out with Luke Nickel. We'll see where that goes, but I do think that Judd will eventually make himself known that he wants to be a starting quarterback. I do think he's capable of doing that, especially early enrolling, learning the system as well, and practicing, practicing with his teammates. And we'll see what happens. But I do think that Judd Anderson has a very good future at the University of Miami. Now, the guy I really want to talk about, because originally I was just going to talk about Judd. I want to give Judd his due because of a lot of attention that Jacory Brown got for his Momentum podcast, and what Luke Nickel has been getting because of what he's been showing off, on tape on YouTube lately. But I want to talk about this guy again. Mario Cristobal loves the trenches. The trenches are Coach Cristobal's bread and butter, and he knocks it out of the park again. Lamar Williams, a very highly coveted offensive tackle, right? Offensive tackle, picks Miami over Florida State. This kid is 6'7". Markel Bell is 6'9", 6'7", 280 pounds as well. Obviously, that weight is going to go up as he gets older and he goes into his senior year. This kid is an absolute monster. He picks Miami over Florida State. Florida State was hot on his trail. I don't care what anybody says in the Florida State fanverse. This kid is just a monster, a mammoth of a kid. And not only that, he plays right tackle at his school, and he is just mean. If you look at his huddle video, this kid has good footwork. It's hard to get around him because he's just so long. His wingspan is like he's like a pterodactyl. I mean, he is just unbelievably long. On top of that, he's also good at run blocking and pass protection as well. If you look at his huddle video, he's tossing guys like nothing. It's like nothing. He is super powerful. So he's gonna be, he's a right tackle. We'll see what happens when he becomes a cane. Well, if they move around. I know Mario Cristobal likes to try guys in different parts of the offensive line. He likes to teach guys. That's very important, especially if you want to go to the NFL where they could plug and play you somewhere. But I really like this kid. As of right now, he's not he hasn't been, evaluated by 247. What I mean by that is that he doesn't have a star. All right. He's a no-star recruit right now. I project he's going to be at least a 4-star because he's just that good. He's just that good. He's that talented. Welcome to the U. Lamar Williams, we're very happy to have you. I do think this is one that's going to retain himself because Mario Cristobal has a high retention rate. And linemen go to UM because they know they're going to get developed. Right. As cornerbacks go to Colorado because they're going to get developed as well because of Dion. So it's, it is what it is. All right. So just to let you guys know. So Lamar Williams, Judd Anderson, that is the future of the Miami Hurricanes. They are going to be very talented kids when they come into Coral Gables, and they're also going to show out as well for this offense, for what they want to do. Again, what Mario Cristobal wants to do is that he wants to have a team that is balanced and extremely physical, and he's getting guys that fit that mold. Like I said, Judd Anderson is a quarterback that he could, if he needs to, he'll tuck it and run it, and he'll run it very successfully. He's really quick as well. He's not slow. And Lamar Williams is just a beast of a man, long and strong as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you heard, please don't have to like, share, and subscribe to 305 Sports. Now, before I go, I almost forgot. Before I go, I just want to say a few things. I want to thank Bobby from Fin's Talk Sports Network for having me on a show yesterday. We had a great time chopping it up when it came to the acquisition of defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver over from the Baltimore Ravens. I had a good time chopping up with him and the staff and the crew from Thirsty as well, Dolphins Thirsty as well. Check out Bobby. Subscribe to Bobby. Subscribe to Dolphins Thirsty. They do very good work for the Miami Dolphins. If you are a Miami Dolphin fan and you'd like to hear about Dolphin football, go to that network. Bobby will be on my show. We're recording Thursday night, and his episode will air on Friday, just to let everyone know. I will say this, though. If you guys know this, I am pretty transparent when I make mistakes on the show. I made a comment on his show about Tua and Tannehill. I basically made Tannehill look like a slouch in comparison to Tua. I said that Tua's development has been much better than Tannehill's. I will say this, in defense of Tannehill, I'm sorry, Mike McDaniel is a better coach than Joe Philbin and Adam Gase. That's no debate whatsoever. Okay, but I will say this: I didn't realize that Tannehill in his fourth season also threw for 4,000 yards and had a similar touchdown to interception ratio as Tua Tagovailoa, where Tannehill had 24 touchdowns and 12 picks. So I was wrong. My memory of Ryan Tannehill is him overthrowing Mike Wallace on several occasions and holding on to the ball way too long. But then again, he also didn't have the offensive coaching staff that I do believe is a major upgrade from what he had over in Miami in his tenure here with the Miami Dolphins. So let's again, I excuse myself for being incorrect. The fans commented on it. The fans that listen to the show commented on it. I also did my own research and I realized that I was wrong and I admit it. Okay, so that's it, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys calling me out when I need to be called out, and I will correct myself if I need to. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, subscribe to Fins Talks, subscribe to Dolphins Thirsty. Bobby will be here Thursday night, and and the episode will air Friday morning. Don't forget to subscribe to all of us. Okay, we're all one big happy sports media 305 content creating family. God bless you guys. Have a great Sunday and go Canes. Bye bye.